hours was one of the most like uncomfortable, like weird streams of all time, bro. Basically, this is all this stream was, bro. The epitome of the stream was basically just MrBeast pressuring people into donating to Team Water, which is a great cause. But at the end of the day, let's be honest, chat. If Team Water raises, whatever, like $100 million, who gets the credit for it, bro? Who's gonna make the tweet and say, oh, this is Team Water and we raised this amount of money? Who gets all the credit for this, chat? MrBeast. Exactly. So basically, we're all donating. He's getting all the credit, but we're all getting pressured into donating in front of, you know, hundreds of thousands of people.
MrBeast is getting called out in a way we haven't really seen before, and this time it's not just random critics talking. What started as a charity campaign is now turning into a full-blown debate about pressure, transparency, and what really went down behind the scenes. While clips from the Team Water streams are blowing up again, more creators are starting to speak out, and some of the questions being asked are hard to ignore. From creators saying they were put on the spot live to others asking, "Where are these water wells Jimmy promised?" The situation is getting louder by the day. MrBeast tried to respond, but instead of shutting things down, it only added more attention, with talk now spreading about possible legal action and missing clarity. In this video, we're breaking down what actually happened, why this situation feels different, and how it turned into one of the most talked about controversies online right now. So here's how all of this started. Back in August 2025, Jimmy launched a huge charity campaign called Team Water, aiming to raise money to build wells and bring clean drinking water to parts of Africa. On the surface, it looked incredible. Another massive charity move, helping people who truly need it. But once people started paying closer attention, things began to feel a little off. Instead of just promoting the cause, there were moments where it seemed like people were being put on the spot to donate, live, in front of massive audiences. That kind of pressure didn't sit right with a lot of viewers.
Hey!
What is this?
Yeah, there's this charity thing called Team Water where every dollar donated is a year of clean water for someone in need. And, you know, we're trying to raise money to get people clean water all around the world. It's, you know, a big thing. People die from it. And we're just curious. Your friends here were saying you were a very generous soul.
Are you really gonna do this shit? Fucking McDonald's drive-thru, man. This is gonna happen to me.
You're putting people on the spot.
Nah.
Hey, they put me on the spot too, man. And now I'm broke.
There was one moment that really got people talking. MrBeast and a group of streamers were all on a live call with hundreds of thousands watching, and they suddenly pulled in Asmongold. Right away, Jimmy asked him about donating money to help stop people from dying. And that's not a light question, that's pressure in real time. Even Logan Paul later admitted it felt intense. Yeah, man, they also put me on the spot, you know, and that right there says everything about how uncomfortable things really got. But the person who caught the most heat was Kai Cenat. The internet went wild on him just because he didn't donate, and people were dragging him non-stop. They were calling him a hypocrite, saying things like, "You ask your fans for money all the time, but you won't donate here." At the time, nobody was letting it go, but looking back now, it feels completely different. Kai actually had every right to say no. Nobody should be pushed into donating, especially not live in front of huge audiences where saying no instantly turns into backlash. That kind of pressure can flip public opinion in seconds, and that's exactly what happened. And it didn't stop there. The jokes kept coming during streams with XQC, Aiden Ross, and others, where Kai's name kept getting brought up, laughed about, and turned into content. That only made things worse and pushed even more hate his way. What started as one simple decision turned into a full-on internet pile-on that lasted for weeks.
And if there's videos and pictures of the wells being built, that's different. So where are they? This does not count. This is something you see in a textbook at school. What the fuck, dude? No. Where is it? Where is it? It's 41 million years of water. I know I'll probably get texts and calls, but I don't care. This is a shit show. And I got, from my opinion, I did. Don't care my perspective, I did.
But the biggest issue people had wasn't just the pressure, it was also about credit and transparency. Even when others donated, most of the recognition still went straight to MrBeast, which made people start questioning everything. It had viewers thinking, wait, you're asking others to contribute, but you're the one getting all the spotlight? And that didn't sit right with a lot of people. Fast forward to April 10th, and Jynxzi brings all of this back up again. He called out the situation saying, "This is what's wrong with modern charity content," claiming it feels less about helping people and more about looking good publicly. He even said, "Yeah, MrBeast did good things, but at the same time you also sell questionable products to kids, so this is the least you could do anyway." That comment alone had people going crazy, and honestly, it points to something much deeper. Jimmy knew these creators wouldn't say no on stream, and why would they? Their reputation is on the line in front of massive audiences. Nobody wants to look selfish with hundreds of thousands of people watching live. That's exactly why this approach worked, but also why it felt so uncomfortable to watch. Just look at what happened to Kai. One decision, not donating, turned into weeks of backlash, criticism, and non-stop attention. That alone shows how intense that pressure really was and how fast things can spiral online. Now here's where things heat up even more. MrBeast's response. He jumped on Twitter, replying to the Jynxzi clip, saying they were streaming in front of huge audiences and the clips pulled in millions of views, so technically people did get credit. He also said he doesn't feel bad asking multimillionaires publicly to help people get clean water. But yeah, that response didn't calm anything down. If anything, it made people even louder. Replies were flooded with reactions, and one comment said, "This is the perfect setup. You make it impossible to say no. Put people on the spot and now nobody even knows where the money is going." And that line stuck with a lot of people. And that's where things get way more serious, because once transparency gets questioned, everything changes. Even Aiden Ross reacted on stream, saying there wasn't clear proof showing where the money went or if the wells were actually built. And once that doubt is out there, the whole conversation shifts fast.
Every single streamer has weird-ass allegations, but Aiden Ross is the controversial figure. I'm the fucked up guy, right? When I'm open about everything. Me and my friend group, we show you guys everything, but I'm the fucked up guy. It's like Kuna, that Asian person, just got caught being a serial cheater. I saw that. And all these guys are all fucked up. But the one thing you'll know about me is I'm fucked up, but I when I'm fucked up. These guys are backbones, they're pussy. All of them. And I apologize to every streamer that or every single public figure that I pressured. And I'm sorry to that. And Jimmy, I will apologize to you if you show the proof of the water. It's been almost a year, and I've said this. You don't even have to do it to me. Do it for the people that are saying it's fake. Where the f***'s the water? Please. I've spoken to many people. That's it. That's it. You could shut everybody the f*** up by doing that. I'm sorry to the people that got pressured. I'm sorry about that. Everybody. I was in the wrong. Looking back, I was in the wrong, and I'm taking accountability fully. I'm not fully. No. I'm apologizing to people that I pressured from my network to donate, because that's not right. That's the truth. I feel bad doing that. That's what I'm apologizing for.
But here's where everything really starts to get messy. MrBeast completely brushed past what Jynxzi was actually trying to say. The point was never don't donate or charity is bad. That was never the argument at all. The real issue was how those donations were being pushed, and that's what people couldn't ignore. Jynxzi made it clear. When you're live in front of massive audiences and suddenly get hit with a donation request on the spot, it stops feeling natural. It starts to feel forced, like you're being backed into a corner where saying no instantly paints you as the bad guy. And that's where everything gets uncomfortable fast. Because in that moment, it's not just about helping people anymore, it turns into protecting your image. These creators aren't just random individuals. They've got millions watching, clipping every second, judging every move in real time. So when that pressure hits live, it's not really a free choice the way people think it is. It's more like damage control happening right in front of everyone. Now, to be fair, MrBeast did try to respond to one part of the criticism, the idea that he was taking all the credit. And technically, he's not completely wrong. The people who donated did get attention. Their clips went viral, their names were trending, and for a moment, they were getting recognition.
I think MrBeast gets the point. I also do want to keep it a buck. I privately texted Jynxzi, and I apologized. And I'm going to publicly apologize to Jynxzi because he's right. And anybody who thinks he isn't right, you're incorrect. When no streamers were answering the phone, I came through, XQC came through. It was a good experience for the most part. And it wasn't right. Looking back, it wasn't right. Looking back, it wasn't good pressuring people. It made a lot of streamers look bad. And I do apologize for that.
But here's the issue. That kind of attention fades fast. A few weeks later, nobody really remembers who donated what. The only name that keeps sticking in people's minds is MrBeast. And that's because the entire project is built around his brand. Team Water doesn't just come across as a charity, it feels tied directly to his image, his platform, and his name, which makes the whole situation even more complicated. It's all tied directly to him, his identity, his logo, his name, his audience, everything leads right back to MrBeast. So even if other creators contributed, the long-term credit naturally flows in one direction, and that's hard to ignore. And let's be real for a second. When you add things like him receiving a Guinness World Record connected to the campaign, it only pushes that image even further. It starts to look like the entire achievement belongs to him, even though multiple creators helped raise that money behind the scenes. Then Adin Ross stepped in, and his reaction took things to a completely different level. He didn't focus on pressure or credit. He went straight to the core question, where are the wells? That's it. Simple question, but it carries serious weight. He wasn't throwing accusations around or claiming anything illegal. He was just asking for proof, show the results, show what was actually built, show where the money went. And according to him, that level of clear proof hasn't really been shown publicly in a way that answers everything. Now, to be fair, he made it clear he's not saying Team Water did anything wrong, but he brought up something a lot of people quietly think about. Over the years, there have been stories about charities mishandling money, executives taking huge salaries, luxury expenses being labeled as operational costs, things like private jets or expensive dinners getting justified under the organization. So when people don't see clear breakdowns or consistent updates, it naturally raises questions. Not accusations, just questions. But those questions get louder when the numbers being presented don't fully make sense to the average viewer. Den even pointed out something specific that caught attention. On the Team Water website, it mentions providing 40 million years of water. And that number alone had people confused, trying to figure out what it actually means and how it's being calculated. Now that number sounds massive, almost unbelievable, but at the same time, it's confusing. What does 40 million years of water actually mean in real terms? How many wells is that? How many communities does it help? How is that even calculated? None of that is clearly explained, and that's where people start getting skeptical. Compare that to something simple and direct, like saying a certain amount of money builds one well for a specific number of people. That kind of breakdown is easy to understand and gives people something real to hold on to. But when it's presented as a huge, abstract number, it starts to feel more like marketing than actual transparency. Then things get even more interesting behind the scenes. Den revealed that he privately reached out to Jynxzi and apologized for putting him on the spot during that stream. That says a lot. It shows that even the people involved felt like things went a little too far. It wasn't just viewers picking up on it. The creators themselves felt that pressure too. But right after that, everything escalates again. Adin goes live and says that MrBeast is allegedly considering legal action against him for defamation.
My bad. You talk about the MrBeast, Chris Bell? Bro, I got a text about threatening illegal. Try it, bro. Please try it. I swear, bro, I'm begging. Because the motherfuckers that threatened to push legal today, I will win. And you got money, so it's great. Please try it, bro. Allegedly, in my opinion, I say it. Rock Nation get fucking key. Try it. I'm not worried or bothered at all.
And that's where people really start raising eyebrows. Because from Adin's point of view, he's saying he didn't accuse anyone of anything. He didn't claim anything was fake. He just asked for proof. So now the conversation shifts away from charity and into something way more serious. Then you bring in XQC, who is also part of that original stream, and his take adds another layer. He said Jynxzi could have just refused or chosen to donate privately. And sure, in a normal situation, that sounds reasonable. But this wasn't normal at all. When you're live in front of hundreds of thousands of viewers, every decision gets amplified instantly. Just look at what happened to Kai Cenat. He said no, and the internet went after him for weeks. Clips everywhere, people calling him out, questioning his character, turning one moment into non-stop drama. That kind of backlash sticks, and it doesn't just disappear overnight. So when XQC says just say no, it sounds simple. But in reality, it comes with real consequences that play out in front of millions.
I said it while it was live, and I said it afterwards. I said, I'll be honest with you, I thought that the methods were a little bit too much. And not just a little bit, it was way too much. I said it at the time when it was still live, that I was not going to put it. After, and I said it multiple times, that I think that the method was just not okay. Like, just the fact that, like, recalling and re-bringing up somebody and then going back and onto the same people. I think it was too much. And I think the reading the room was just not happening. And I also feel like, and I think MrBeast know this already, like the reading the room of that room with me and Aiden was not good either. Like me and Aiden kept pausing and looking at each other and look at him as in like, yo, can we do like a read the room check? And it's like he would just not connect. You can go back into the pod at least 10 times. We pause. I look at Aiden. I look at him. Maybe there's a pause, and he doesn't read the room. And I think it's just maybe a YouTube personality. Or you think like I think we said, oh dude, let's extend the stream, and then I pause. I'm like, yeah, we could do that. And I look at Aiden, and then he's like, so basically we're in. And I'm like, well, I need to kind of look at some stuff to see if we can do it. Oh, so we're gonna get in there and do that thing. So we're good. And I'm like, yeah. Well, bro, you know what I mean? Like, bro, it's like read the room checks, and like
Getting in between the line.
XQC even admitted the whole setup felt off to him, especially how the stream just kept going and going and going. It wasn't some quick moment. It kept getting extended, almost like they were trying to pull in as many donations as possible. That's what made the whole thing feel strange to him, and he didn't hold back from saying it. And the reason all of this is suddenly exploding again goes right back to Jynxzi. He was reacting to a video titled "Streamers Keep Disrespecting Jynxzi," and that video brought the old Team Water situation back into the spotlight. While watching it, Jynxzi spoke up again, and that one reaction reopened everything. Suddenly, old clips started spreading again. Past moments got pulled back into the spotlight, and people started reanalyzing everything from scratch. Now the entire debate is back and louder than ever. So now you've got two clear sides forming. One side is saying MrBeast is doing whatever it takes to raise money for a good cause, and if the end result helps people, then it's justified. But the other side is saying the method matters just as much as the outcome. That putting people on the spot publicly crosses a line, no matter what the goal is. At the end of the day, it all comes down to how you see it. Is it okay to push people harder if it means helping more lives? Or is that a line that should never be crossed no matter what? Let me know what you think about all of this. Do you think MrBeast pressured people? Should streamers just donate without worrying about credit? Or should they be free to do whatever they want with their own money? Make sure you like, subscribe, share, drop your thoughts below, and stay tuned for what's next.